Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door and join us for a watch-along and all top six clash in the Championship tonight. It is Reading versus Bournemouth from the Madejski. They're going to be kicking off in about 14 minutes. Very, very much looking forward to this one. We did the reverse game of this as a watch-along. It was 2-0 at half-time and ended 4-2. So if we get anything like that, we will be very, very happy. Bournemouth on a little bit of a slide at the moment in recent weeks. Reading, a few people, me maybe included, thought they may have dropped out of the top six by now. That has not been the case. Impressive performance by Veljko Paunovic in his first season in the Championship. And Reading are above Bournemouth as we go into tonight's game. Let's have a look at the league table. And it tells us that Reading currently in fifth spot. A nice little run there. You can see 11 points from the last 5 games. They are in fifth place. A win tonight for Reading, their goal difference is +9, so they're not going to be, well, a big win for Reading may put them into the top 3. However, they will go level on points with Watford and Swansea on 47 with a win. And, of course, they do have a game in hand over Watford. A win for Bournemouth would be much needed. You can see only 4 points in the last 5 for the Cherries. That would move them up to 45 points. 2 good sides. Bournemouth still have a lot of very good players in their squad. Reading have a lovely, stiff team shape, but very efficient in terms of finishing. Should be a really, really good matchup. We will take a look at the teams imminently. First of all, let me know that you can see me, hear me loudly and clearly. Say hello over there in the chat. We'll get to your comments. We'll have a look at the teams very, very shortly. First of all, a little bit of pluggery from me. Big day today for our fan sponsor, Charlie Frost, 30 years a loyal royal. Here's to many more. At Reading Fan 21, because Charlie is having a lung operation today. Everybody cross your fingers. A big one for our fan sponsor, Charlie, today. Send him your best wishes. I'm not necessarily a spiritual person, but put some good vibes into the ether for Charlie. Big one for him today. Way bigger than any football match we will ever watch. So we wish him well. You can support the channel like Charlie has done over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom, or during the show, support via Super Chat at any point in the broadcast. First Super Chat in a stream becomes the king of the bin and owns the sponsorship for the fake news sin bin. Hopefully we won't have to use it tonight, but buffoonery will not be tolerated in the chat and you will go in the fake news sin bin and be blocked for 5 minutes. Win that sponsorship by being the first to Super Chat. If you're watching on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, please hit the thumbs up symbol on any of those platforms. But most importantly, get in the comments, get your predictions, get your opinions in. We want to hear from you. I did earlier on today, if I click some buttons, do a poll over on YouTube, and we can give you a very, very live and real-time perception of what the view of you subscribers over on YouTube is. And if you bear with me 1 second, we can show you the results of the poll on this one. And the feeling on YouTube was home win 38%, away win 35%, very tight, scoring draw 23, goalless draw 4. So 38, 35 and 27 on the draw. So the predictions say home win to Reading tonight is our favourite. We'll get to the comments in just a second. Let's have a look at the teams before we go ahead and do that. There is your Reading team. It's very, very stable at Reading. Very impressed how quickly Veljko Paunovic has got, A, this team playing, but B, a sense of what the team is. And we know who it's going to be most weeks. Reading fans be very pleased as well on the bench to see Andy Yiadom and Yaku Maite back to fitness. Raphael in goal. Richards, McIntyre, Morrison and Holmes across the back. Ideally, Liam Moore, who I believe is doing Sky tonight, would be playing left centre-back. And maybe Andy Yiadom would be playing right-back. So could get stronger for Reading, this team. Laurent and Rinomota, someone give me the stats. They must have played every minute this season or close to. They've been very, very consistent, haven't they? Let's have a look right now at Josh Laurent there. 25 played, 25 started, 89 minutes per game for Josh Laurent. For Andy Rinomota, probably something vaguely similar. 25 played, 25 started, 88 minutes per game. So a real consistency in the double pivot there for Reading. Ejaria, who I like very much, brilliant dribbler. Ejaria. Swift back for the past few games. How many games has he been back, John Swift, after a long injury layoff? Just check that out down the side there. You can see John Swift comes back. Help me out here. On the 2nd of January. So he's been back for 3 games and Reading haven't lost any of them. Coincidence? Maybe. Maybe not. Michael Elise, brilliant young midfielder, and Reading fans will be very pleased because it is 3 days before the transfer window closes. Doesn't, unless there's a crazy mental bid, look like he's going to be going anywhere for now. Lucas Zhao up top. Let's just have a look at his goal scoring record. He's having a brilliant season in the Championship. He has played 90, so 18 starts, 84 minutes per game, 14 goals, a scoring frequency of 0.7 goals per game, a goal every 114 minutes. Extrapolate that through the season, and you've got an over 30 goal season pro rata. He's having a brilliant season. Lucas Zhao up top. We always say a brilliant mix, Zhao, between power, strength, but skill as well. Very good holding the ball up and shifting it around his feet at close quarters there. On the bench, Estevez, Gibson, Yiadom, Maite. They're the 2 people we'll be pleased about. Onin, Semedo, we might see probably at number 10. Aluko. So the only issue for Reading is, well, I suppose up top, if Zhao does go out, Maite can play up top. But no Baldock, no Puskás. There, for Bournemouth, there is your team. Begovic in goal, experienced, having a good season. Stacey, Metham, Cook, Rico across the back. Tyndall seems to have ditched the back 3. A few managers, Coventry as well, have now gone from the 3 into the 4. We still have the staunch advocates, the likes of Swansea and Barnsley, but a few teams move into a back 4 now as the season goes on. Lerma, Cook, Billing, strong central midfield, or, well, midfield period in the Championship. Up top, interesting. Now, Josh King starts. He's still with us. Will he be with us on Tuesday? I don't know. Dom Solanke, he's having a good season. Let me just bring up his numbers so we can see. Very consistent. Look, 25 starts, 84 minutes. Not quite on Lucas Zhao's level there. 10 goals, a goal every 209 minutes. But finally making something of the potential, we think, and on course for maybe if Bournemouth end up in the playoffs and play that amount of games, a 20-goal season, you would think. Arnat Danjuma, who I was very high on at the start of the season, has not been around for a while. Very good winger. Came back, you can see in the game against Derby on the 19th after pretty much 2 months injured. So a good-looking front three there for Bournemouth. On the bench for the Cherries, Carter Vickers, Smith, Simpson, who I believe has signed a pre-contract to go to Rangers, Glasgow Rangers. David Brooks, many people would have, me too, probably in the top 5, certainly top 10 players in the Championship. Not quite in form at the moment. He is on the bench, but a really good guy to have as a sub to bring on, can play either of the wide positions up top. So can Junior Stanislas, and so can Rodrigo Riquelme. There is Jack Wilshere as well, making his return. Great goal against Crawley. Looking forward to seeing him in the Championship. And Sam Surridge. Strong bench for Bournemouth. I don't think you need me to tell you. Quickly before we go to your comments, because the players are in the tunnel, here is your recent form for both Reading. 2 defeats there, Brentford and Norwich, though. Otherwise, in that run, you can see 4 wins and 2 draws in the last 7. Bournemouth slipping a little bit. We can give them a mitigating factor against Luton, less so against Derby and Brentford. Well, that was a great game against Brentford. We covered that one, didn't we? But the points per game has dropped off a little bit for the Cherries. Shall we get into the comments? You never know what we're going to find in there. I'll bash through them. I can see Michael Morrison about to lead Reading out. Right. Let's go quickly here. Evening to Liam and QPR. Lesego, if I'm pronouncing that right. Leeds 2021. Joel, I'm purely here to tell Bournemouth fans that you have an absolute gem. They're talking Ben Pearson signing for Bournemouth today. Evening, Liam. Good day for me today. QPR forever. Chair, a new deal. Nice. Good news after Bright Samuel going out. Evening to Lewis. We said hello to QPR forever. 2-2 says graphics. Is that tea beside me? Yes, it is. I have a sip in a minute. Evening to Dasher and Carl. A beta to Wickham says Leeds 2021. Evening to Matt. David says good luck. Charlie. Nippon. Well, that would ruin everything if we said that. Best wishes to Charlie. Thank you, guys. Big deal that today. Literally, he won't mind me saying a lung transplant today for Charlie. Cross your fingers for our friend. Can Reading get the win for him? I know it feels a little bit silly saying it. There are more important things. Thank you for all your best wishes for Charlie. I'll get him to watch that back. He'll be made up. With that, Lewis says Reading 1-0. Alistair is bricking it. Chartley says hopefully 3 more points for the Royals. 3-1 Reading, 2-1 Bournemouth. Defending well at the moment. Defending well all season. Bournemouth play open. Have a dodgy defence. So a key battle between Reading's forwards and Begovic. Agreed. Likewise, Reading will have to defend well against Bournemouth. Bound to be goals. Now, I'm coming in hot today on any accusations. The fake news here that the watch-alongs bring 0-0 draws. Here are the last 10 watch-along results on the channel. Swansea 1, Brentford 1, Newcastle 1, Leeds 2, Preston 0, Reading 0, okay. Stoke 1, Watford 2, Sheffield United 1, Spurs 3, Barnsley 0, Swansea 2, Tottenham 1, Fulham 1, Tottenham 2, Brentford 0, Sheffield United 1, Newcastle 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1, Derby 0. Thank you very much. That is 1-0 in 10 and an average of 2 goals per game. So I'm calling absolute fake news on anybody who says that. We have the numbers now. Evening, hoping for a draw, says Ryan. Keep the teams below us away. First world problems for Norwich. They are 6 points clear. Nippon says Premier League watch. I do Premier League watch-alongs. Dilly departed. Signing of the season, Josh Laurent. I suppose he'd be up there, wouldn't they? No bias here, but Bournemouth win 2-1 in my factual opinion. I like that. Put my last 10p, 3-0 Bournemouth. We have referee Linnington. Remind me of that when I forget his name. The players take the knee. I apologise. We are going to get into those comments as we go, but we're about to kick off here. Reading versus Bournemouth. I am watching on a television feed, Sky Sports. I will do a time sync at about 2 minutes probably. So if you're watching on internet, you may need to pause me, but I'll give you a time sync so you can line everything up. We are all go 12 seconds in. Keep your comments coming during the show as it's played up the line to Diego Rico in the left-back position for Bournemouth. Dan Juma, nice touch, and Michael Morrison gets that clear into the midfield. Billing, little pull on Laurent, and Steve Cook plays it back home to Asmir Begovic. The other piece of fake news today is that this, in some ways, is a Christmas jumper. Watch-alongs are not 0-0, and this is not a Christmas jumper. I am debunking both ideas as complete fake news, and any suggestion will put you in the fake news sin bin. Remember, first Super Chat becomes the sponsor and the king of the bin. Witnessed a 6-goal thriller in the same fixture. Absolutely. We loved it, didn't we? Fingers crossed for Charlie and the rest of you Bournemouth fans. I'm completely down the middle on this one. I just want some entertainment. So good luck to the Reading fans. Good luck to the Bournemouth fans. I'm with you as a Bournemouth fan. It's a winter jumper. Exactly. 1 minute, 30 seconds gone in this one. Quiet one so far. I'm going to have a sip of my tea as we settle into this one. Richards back to McIntyre. Long one forward by him. Looking for Zhao. Zhao is nearly in behind. Chris Mepham nearly got caught under that long ball. Lucas Zhao is such a bugger to play against, isn't he? Because if you defend deeply against him, he can come short and receive it to feet and turn you. If you defend high against him, he can run in behind you. Just a handful, isn't he? Up top, here's Lerma on the right wing. Be interesting to see how Josh King goes today. Will it be his last game for Bournemouth? Well, they've been saying that since the last transfer window, haven't we? Rico outside to Dan Juma. Nice to see him back. Really good player to watch. Oh, Dan Juma and Billing. Nice one too. Dan Juma in behind on the left-hand side. Dan Juma into the box, cuts it back, looking for Billing. He underhits the pass, makes it easy for a Rinomota there. But first real sort of breakthrough of the game there. Dan Juma and Billing combining well down the left-hand side. Here's Dan Juma again, who started well. Billing plays that back up the line to Rico. Rico inside to Dan Juma. And he's tackled by John Swift, but Billing has it back. Lewis Cook. Lovely curling ball by Cook. Brilliant pass there. Out to Jack Stacey. Here's King playing sort of on the right-hand side of the attack. He preferred to be down the middle. Let's see if we get the same syndrome we get between Marcus Force and Ivan Toney at Brentford, where they play together and it becomes a bit unbalanced. We'll see how disciplined Josh King is down the right-hand side. Ejaria, good luck getting the ball off him in a tight space. He plays it to Richards, who clears down the line. Elise looking for Swift. Can't quite find him, and the ball is out for... Oh, it's done that thing where the coaster sticks to the bottom of your teapot. Oh, dear. Dear oh me. Everyone get nervous as I try and pour this without it sticking to the spout. Dan Juma skips past Elise. Dan Juma, nice ball down the line to Rico. Rico inside to Billing. Good football this. Rico's got it again. Can he get the cross in? Doesn't want to. Plays it back to Billing. Up the line. Bournemouth looking good down their left-hand side. Cook, Reading as ever in a very nice tight shape. And it's back with Mepham, who gives it away, but it's fallen for Lerma. Lerma, lovely ball inside to Dan Juma. Dan Juma shoots from the edge of the area. Raphael parries away. Bournemouth have started this game well. Do you remember that game we did between Bournemouth and Brentford, where for the first 15 minutes, Bournemouth were just superb and not quite hit those heights yet after 4 minutes of this one, but they've started well. Rico, Billing and Dan Juma down that left-hand side look like they're going to give Holmes, Rinomota and Elise. And I would ask the Reading fans, for all he gives you up the top of the pitch, what does Michael Elise give you tracking back with Diego Rico trying to get forward here tonight? That could be somewhere for Bournemouth to try and exploit. Great player, Elise, but has he got the defensive discipline in that position to offer the protection down the right-hand side? Solanke plays that hospital ball into Steve Cook there, who gives him an accusing look, but it's out for a goal kick. What have we got here? Can Reading get the playoffs, Jacob? Absolutely, yeah. I've become a believer as I've gone. I would have said they were outsiders, but what you have, you hold, and who's finishing above them is all I would say. Let's be nice and no fake news today. We'll have some super chats, though, if anyone's willing there. Bird shirts are acceptable all year round. Why not bird jumpers? Absolutely. Class a penguin as a bird? Yeah, I guess so. It's got wings. Here is Ejaria in the sort of 8 position. Ejaria exchanges with Elise. Bournemouth have won it back, but Elise wins it back, and it's back with Billing. Very congested in there. Cook tries to find Stacey down the right. Richards takes it off him. Ejaria, a beautiful sidestep by Ejaria. Could watch him all day, couldn't you? Great player. Rinamoto to Swift. Now, this is what we noticed in the last game we did, Reading, last weekend, didn't we? Swift will come deep into an almost number 6 position there if it's getting congested. Here he is now. Swift, little dummy there. Oh, it was the right ball, actually. And Holmes, the right back, just fell over as he went to receive it. Swift fizzed it across out to the right-hand side. Couldn't quite find him. Yes, a countdown sync. We'll give you one for 7.5 minutes, okay? I'm at about 7:16. So if you want to sync up, we'll be at 7.5 minutes. I'll count you down 3, 2, 1. That will be happening imminently. 3, 2, 1. 7.5 minutes. Sync up there. This is going to be the debate of the day. How does one refer to a penguin? Are you trying to suggest a penguin may not be a bird? I thought it was a chocolate bar, to be honest. Fake news. Is a penguin a bird? Really? King Kong. A bit more intelligence to this chaos. Oh, Godzilla or King Kong. There we go. Foul in the centre circle. Referee Linnington is having a word with Lewis Cook, who knocked down Andy Rinamoto. Reading just coming into this now, trying to get a bit of territory. Pick up a bird. Absolutely. Maybe in my younger days, but absolutely not nowadays. Here is McIntyre into Raphael, the goalkeeper, who goes long. Flicked on by Lucas Zhao, but Swift not running past him there. And Rico goes home to Begovic. Rico in the left-back position. Clips that down the line, looking for Billing. Rinamoto just ahead of him and heads it out for a throw-in. Keep your comments coming. 0-0. 8 minutes 55 gone in this one. Birds are technically dinosaurs. Are you saying a penguin is a dinosaur? I don't know. Are you lot, Kiss? Don't ask me. I'm no ornithologist. Is that the right word? What's an expert on dinosaurs called? A championship pundit, given some of the managers we're dealing with here. Here comes Rinamoto inside Rico down the right-hand side. Rico gets it back off him, but Elise crosses in looking for Zhao. Begovic comes and gathers it. Here is Stacey down the right, looking for Solanke. McIntyre clears that up and goes home to Raphael. Solanke closes down the left foot of Raphael, but he pings it out to Holmes on the right-hand side. And Michael Morrison with a good old hoof down the ground there looking for Lucas Zhao. Oh, nice one round the corner for Lerma. And Josh King's picked that up. Strong from Omar Richards there. And he wins the free kick. Good defending by our the Reading left back there. Stick to football and music, Ben, so no controversies can occur, dearie me. Paleontologist or a Tony Pulis fan. That's tremendous. I like that. Yeah, I'll happily admit when I haven't got a clue what I'm talking about. Okay on football, okay on music, anything else. I'll plead the fifth and the first. Here is, Michael Elise with the flick of the head, no look pass there. You got to love it. Down the line and headed away by Mepham in the end. Tight one, this. Not much time in central midfield. Both teams in shape. Quite a lot of it. Struggle for the fullbacks to get forward. I think Paunovic is probably a good thing that Elise is on the same side as Paunovic and the Reading bench this first half, because they'll make sure he's in position that side. Perhaps Ejaria just a little bit more experienced on that other side. Here is Holmes into Elise and into Swift. Got some good players now, Reading, haven't they? Swift, lovely little floated ball out to Richards. He gets there first, but Stacey, the ex-Luton man, defends that one well. Don't sell yourself short. I bet you're quite the Semedo. Yes, I'll go with that one, David. Tremendous from Elise. It was lovely, wasn't it? And it wasn't pointless, because it does make me laugh when a player does a no-look pass when there's absolutely no advantage to it. It's just doing it for giggles. Here's Dan Juma down the left against Morrison. That will send a shudder down Reading fans' spines. He's not the quickest. Good defender, though. Dan Juma works him. Good defending by big Morrison. And then Holmes helps clear it up. If they can get Dan Juma narrow, that is a desirable matchup, you would say, in terms of pace. But Morrison, very durable at this level, isn't he? Yes, Liam. What we're going to try tomorrow is the Super Stream. We're going to go live at 1:30 and we'll do the second half of Norwich and Borough. So the Super Stream is going to be longer tomorrow. We'll see if I can get there. Nick saying 2-1 Reading. An expert on dinosaurs is called a dinosaur expert. There we go. Very lively start to this match, says Chris. Yeah, indeed. Good sort of intensity, good technical quality as well. We've seen a few, let's just say, rudimentary Championship matches recently with crappy pitches and crappy weather. And I don't blame, but even good teams like Swansea and Barnsley going in the no risks category. So off Hamza, dearie me, hope you don't get another 0-0. Well, according to our last 10 watch-alongs, there is a 90% chance that we will not. My statistical debunkery of any slanderous suggestions that these games are regularly 0-0. Statistically, fake news out here. You're right. Chelsea Barnsley. When is that? I've got a load of notifications today about FA Cup games and TV schedules. I'm trying to work 1 week ahead because I tried to do the whole month and it just made my whiteboard just look a complete mess and confused me. So there's a high probability. I think it might be a Thursday night actually that we'll do that one. Now Thomas Tuchel, I can't pronounce German, can I? Chelsea versus Valerian Ismail's Barnsley. Sounds fun. Yeah, Liam's got AFC Wimbledon and MK Dons. Nice. There's a 99.999% chance this game will end 0-0. Yeah, I wouldn't like Annie doing any important calculations as it pertains to my money, but there we go. 11th of Feb. Okay, here comes Swift on the break here. Lewis Cook's chasing him. Swift down the left-hand side. Richards on the overlap. Swift tries to play it early for Elise. Cleared out to Billing. And a lovely turn by Dan Juma, and he's beaten Holmes. Now, can he accelerate away from him. Danjuma looking really good in the first 15 minutes of this game. Danjuma and Michael Morrison doubling up, but he looks very lively, Arnott Danjuma, down the left-hand side for Bournemouth. And I hate to say it, he had Holmes on absolute toast there, didn't he? Homeward goes Elise all the way back to Raphael. Guy like Ty says, who's got the best individual quality? Not much in it, actually. If you go individuals, probably around the whole 11. You'd have to go with Bournemouth because they're an ex-Premier League team. But some really good players in this Reading side now, particularly in that front six. When you're looking at Swift and Ejaria, Elise, Zhao, front four, really. I think I've answered your question. Probably Bournemouth, but Reading have the better pattern of play, I would suggest, in terms of watching them fairly regularly. But should be a good contest, and 5th and 6th in the division. Referee Linnington seemed to give an advantage and then a foul when another advantage could have been given. But there we go. Danjuma is the Ousmane Dembele of the Championship. When you listen to his name, you get scared. Looks a player, doesn't he? Do I remember him being key in the 4-2? I remember Jason Tyndall making a good little tweak at half-time and bringing Lloyd Kelly on down that side. Here comes Ejaria on the counter. Good carry by Ejaria. Plays that in behind for Zhao. He's forced wide now on that right-hand side by Mepham. Back to Elise and Laurent. Elise now on the right-hand side. No one really to cross it to, so he sticks his foot on the ball and plays it back to Holmes. Holmes gave me the impression of a guy who didn't really want the ball then. Does look like Holmes is a bit scared to get caught up the pitch now, especially given Danjuma's start to this game. He needs to commit fully if he's going to be getting forward with Elise. Swift has got it in the centre circle now. Bournemouth back in shape. Billing closes Swift. Laurent, who's a very secure user of the ball, isn't he? Back to Swift again. Can Reading find the pass or the dribble? And I'm looking at Ejaria there to break the lines here. King against Ejaria. Foul by Josh King on OV Ejaria. 17:45 gone. Decent start to this one. Ejaria down the left, stood up by Stacey, and out for another throw-in. And I'm going to have another cup of tea. Cup of tea, boy. That was very Suffolk, wasn't it? Reading are doubling up on Danjuma now. I think that's why Holmes didn't want the ball in an attacking position there. Sam Smith was loaned out from Reading to Cheltenham today. Anyone know much about him? Pass. I'm sure one of the Reading fans will help you. And he is also a singer. Although, am I allowed to call Sam Smith he? Don't think he likes that, does he? If he is, I hope he is a singer that can score goals. I hope they is a singer. Let's not get into pronouns, pal. No alcohol tonight. No. I might have a little tipple tomorrow night after the Super Stream. Does cuppa always mean tea in England? Yeah, I think so. Does a cuppa class as a cup of coffee? Oh, mistake here. Lucas Zhao in behind. Left corner of the box. Zhao squares it. Swift. Big chance, and he puts it wide. Bournemouth nearly the architects of their own downfall there. Zhao nipped in. It was played back by Lewis Cook. Mepham just leaves it for Begovic. I suppose it's Mepham's mistake there. Zhao squares it back, and Swift should do better with that. Doesn't even hit the target there. Best opener of the game for Reading for sure. And you think Swift with although he took that free kick right-footed and this came to him on the left foot there, you think he's going to do better with that one. Lewis Cook looking a bit annoyed with himself. there. Cuppa is tea. Cuppa is tea. Cuppa can mean tea or coffee, but more associated with tea. There we go. What a chance, says Annie. Charlie says, phew. Yeah, you'd have wanted that to be the other way around if you're a Reading fan. You'd have wanted Swift to be playing it back to Lucas Zhao, who would have really put his foot through that, you would have thought. That's the thing. When there's a player back on the line, make them make a decision. Hit it above waist height, because you can always get that handball issue, can't you? Zhao, lovely forward play by him, holding it up and now turning, winning the free kick off Billing. Excellent play by Lucas Zhao there. Reading, I think, are just edging it now, aren't they? After a good start by Bournemouth, and Dan Juma looking really nice, actually. Reading on top for the past sort of 4 or 5 minutes, I would suggest. So free kick is miles out. But remember, John Swift smashed one of these in from miles out against Coventry, didn't he? 21-16 gone. Elise and Swift over the free kick. Here comes Swift. Hits the top of the wall. Flies up in the air. Morrison is underneath it. Comes off a Bournemouth flailing leg there. And out it goes for a corner. I think there was a bit more of a chance there than Michael Morrison realised when that flew up in the air. Swift with the free kick. Strong play by Steve Cook in the wall. No, I was wrong there. Morrison was quite well marked as that ball came down. Free kick, corner for Reading. Elise in left-footed. Begovic punches that out one-handed. Didn't look like I had the best body shape there. Swift has it back. Corner of the box with Lerma shadowing him. Good feet by Swift. Good play, actually. Gets it back. Keeps it alive. Lovely turn by Elise. Surely fouled there. And referee Limington. I think the term there, Michael Elise just completely mugged Lewis Cook off with that turn, didn't he? Lovely change of direction there. That's brilliant from Elise, isn't it? Look at that. There's a player in there, isn't he? Was he 19? I'd like the attacker to disguise even a bit where the shot is going and hit the target. Absolutely. Reading are a fun team. They sit back out of possession like a pragmatic team, but when they attack, they flood the box. You got to love it, haven't you? Get that balance right. It can be lethal. Here is Ijari into the 6-yard box. Crosses low. It was a nice little ball over the top. Sorry, the free kick went in. It was cleared. Josh Laurent, I think, flicked it back over the top. And Ijari was in space on the right-hand side of the box. Josh King does a fairly good job covering there, and Steve Cook gets it clear. Reading looked dangerous. Definitely the better side at the moment. Another corner, which Michael Elise will take. Right-hand side, left-footed in swinger. Here it comes from Elise. Clips it to the back post where McIntyre heads it across. It's up in the air. Good defending again by Josh King. And the shot was hit in, and the follow-up is into the back of the net by Josh Laurent. It is 1-0 to Reading. The Royals have a deserved lead on the basis of these last 6 or 7 minutes. The corner was deliberately played to the back post, looking for Tom McIntyre. They've tried that one a few times in recent weeks. McIntyre heads it in. It's up in the air off Jack Stacey. They can't clear it. McIntyre hits the shot back in. Mepham makes the block, but there's still 2 Reading players forward. Just a box scene there. And Josh Laurent from 6 yards out prods the half volley into the roof of the net. Reading lead. Scruffy set play, but it had been coming in terms of Reading's territory over the last 5 or 6 minutes. And the Royals lead 1-0 on about 23 minutes. I think the goal went in. Josh Laurent is the scorer. And Reading lead 1-0. Set plays, boys and girls. Set plays. They can be the difference between a very good season and a bad season. Charlie says, "Oh, cock." Never mind. Come on, you R's. Howdy, Bloomers. I arrived at a goal. There we go. 2-1 Bournemouth still, says Lee. Scrappy, but they all count. My 10p gone, I think. Reading go 2 up and lose 4-2. No 0-0 draws. Hey, never mind me. Just the unrefutable facts are right that 90% of our last watch-alongs have not been 0-0. And that number is increasing if we go over 11 games. Complete fallacy and fake news. And it's a corner to Bournemouth. Diego Rico is going to take it. A very strange angle on the run-up, but good delivery. Flicked, away at the near post. Dan Juma hits the shot. I think it hits Lucas Yao. Back out with Rico. Crosses to the far post. Josh King tries to chest it down. Good defending by Richards. Yeah, good strong. Got his body in the way. King couldn't quite flip it over Omar Richards there or get any kind of a cross in. 25:58 gone. Reading 1, Bournemouth 0. O'Cock. I thought he played for Leeds. Not for the last month or so, but a catalogue of poor defending for 5 minutes before that goal. They just couldn't get out, could they, Chris? And bit of pinball from the corner. The idea, it's a corner we've seen Brentford use quite a lot, isn't it? Where everyone goes sort of to the near post. Ethan Pinnock goes on his own to the back post. Obviously, McIntyre is not the size of Pinnock, but the idea is you get one player one-on-one. Millwall have done it a lot with Jake Cooper over the past 2-3 seasons. You try and make it a one-on-one, basically. It's an easier corner to make because you can do it floaty. And if the defender does not win the battle and you can win that first header, scenes like that can happen. From then on, there is a bit of luck. McIntyre's shot gets blocked. But there were 2 Reading players there to force it in. And Josh Laurent was the goal scorer. Swans Canaries next Friday. I would bank on it that I'll be doing that one. That could well be first against second if the table stays similar. Did Josh Laurent play for Swindon? Shrewsbury, Liam, last season. I don't know whether he's played for Swindon before. I love you, Reading, says SXM1R. Reading fans be very happy at the moment. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the live league table rather than the numbers. If all stays the same, Reading will be moving on to 47 points in line with Watford, who Watford play on Monday, don't they? So the game in hand kind of lasts for some of the weekend, but not all of it. Swansea and Norwich obviously will both be playing tomorrow. Best player on the pitch, strangely, might be Dan Juma for Bournemouth, who's looked very lively. Josh Laurent, the goal scorer, has done his defensive work and got his goal. Obviously, Michael Elise's shown a couple of nice touches. Might be Dan Juma, actually, but he's on the losing team at the moment. Omar Richards has played Josh King quite well so far. Here's Lucas Yao. They've got a bit of a run on the Bournemouth defence. Good play by Chris Mepham there. Lewis Cook, chased down by Rinamoto. Good play by both there. And Cook gets it to Lerma. And Steve Cook has it. He's trying to push his fullbacks up and just trying to get Bournemouth up the pitch a little bit. They've been hemmed in for a good 10 minutes now, one would reasonably suggest. Here is Mepham. Mepham to Stacey, to Lerma, trying to build it up on that right-hand side. Reading back in shape, looking nice and solid as ever. The press takes Bournemouth all the way back to Begovic. Reading looking good. Playing well at the moment. But remember, Bournemouth... Brentford fans will remember that first 15 minutes. They can sweep teams away in this division if they can click. They haven't done it for several games now. And note, they did not win that game against Brentford, did they? Foul on Ovi Ejaria there. Steve Cook dishing it out a little bit then. Reading and Bournemouth were the top two in match day 8. And when Norwich were losing to Sheffield Wednesday, then it would have been match day 16. Okay. Here, there's going to be a yellow card now for Diego Rico. There's a right charge forward by Andy Rinomota. And Rico, not a good tackle there. Definite yellow card for Rico, who becomes the first player to go into referee Linnington's book. A lot of criticism comes for referees. Referee Linnington has been absolutely fine so far in this game, hasn't he? Next Wednesday, watch along. No idea. I'm sure one will come up, won't they? It's a free kick to Reading. Elise curls it around the wall. Good save. They're going to score again. It's 2-0 to Reading. And McIntyre from the rebound from the set play. And Reading are 2-0 up. 2 set plays. Tom McIntyre at the centre of both of them. Begovic pushed the free kick straight back to the centre half, and he sticks it into the back of the net. I think he's just onside there. Begovic, could he palm it round the post? Opinions in the comments there. Does he need to have softer hands? He palms it right back into the danger. And from about 2 yards out, McIntyre sticks it into the back of the net. Let me know your views on a second Reading goal there. Is Begovic at fault there? Are the Bournemouth defenders at fault there? Should Begovic be palming that one just softly around the post? I think he might be culpable for that one. Good goalkeeper. That wasn't great. 2-0 to Reading. And Tom McIntyre at the centre of the goal-scoring action here. It was him from the first set play and him following up the second. Reading 2, Bournemouth 0. Let's have a look at the comments. I can't read that one out, Charlie, but I understand your frustration. That's the goal. Put your house on a Bournemouth win now. Better not be like last time. Remember last time, Reading 2-0 up and losing 4-2. Great game. Well, that's my prediction finished. It's going to be 4-2 now. Commentator suggests that was Begovic's fault. That may well be the case. Stupid foul. Was it? It looked a fairly good tactical foul, given where Rinomota was heading. From then on, you reset, don't you? Yeah, it's not good from Begovic. I think Begovic thinks that's further in the corner and he dives too early for it, doesn't he? I do think the keeper's culpable for that one. If Bournemouth lose, manager under threat? Probably not yet, but year one parachute team could be better. David has become the king of the bin. A £2 super chat from David, always in the chat here. I drink to you, David, some peppermint tea. Trying to be good tonight. David is the king of the bin. That's a good point that Jeff has just made. Bournemouth blowing it big time. You did say it needs someone to... I did. I do agree with you on that. It's going to take a sequence of results like this and then a Jeff Bristol City or a Borough, Blackburn, whoever. I'll miss someone out in the chase there. Another yellow card has come out from referee Linnington there. Solanke driving away. It's a clear yellow, isn't it? Swift with the pullback on the arm. The bin has a king. To be fair to him, it bounces right in front and jumps above him. Wasn't the best keeping I have ever seen. I think we're all agreed on that. We like Begovic, good player, isn't he? But that was poor, and it's 2-0. Sorry, I did a horribly plosive P down the microphone there. My bad. Solanke, good tackle by McIntyre. He must be high on life after being responsible in the main for 2. That's a brilliant pass by John Swift. Sets Zhao away. There's 2 over the far side. Zhao powering towards the box. What is he doing? Oh, dear. I think Zhao was trying to pull a trick and work it, possibly inside Cook. It's a brilliant pass by John Swift. to set the attack away. Zhao has got to understand that that's Steve Cook and run across him. I think he's about to try and pull the old Romario sweep with the right foot inside there and completely makes a mess of it there. Big moment there. Play him a time tune. I think all hail the new king. Let's play David's theme. He is the bin. Solanke hits the shot, tackled as he hits it, and it's a corner for Bournemouth. Really good game, this one. It just goes even further to debunk the nefarious, scandalous, slanderous accusations that these watch-alongs are low scoring. Corner for Bournemouth. Anyone think of any more words I can add into that? Solanke on the near post. McIntyre up in the air. Out comes Raphael. Doesn't quite get it. It's loose. Morrison half clears it. Swift gets it out of the box. Recalcitrant accusations. Lee. Legend. Thank you, sir. We'll drink to you. I've only been watching you. Lee's a Barnsley fan, yes. I've only been watching the channel for 2 months. Look forward to your predictions and reviews. Thank you very much, Lee. Very, very kind. Oh, no, David keeps the king of the bin. It's not, I can't make it the biggest one. That would be unfair. It's got to be the first one. Bits, quite feisty games. Good stuff, isn't it? Really, really good. Has Begovic turned into Raphael? There we go. Switch of play, looking for Ejaria on the right-hand side. Ejaria to Elise. Ejaria is completely free if they can work it back out to him. Yes, they have done now. Ejaria surely will run at Rico. Holmes available up the line. Reading playing really well here. Elise, nice feet, works billing. Back to Ejaria. Good patient stuff from the Royals. Elise, edge of the box. Elise hits the shot low. Begovic had it covered. And wide it goes. I think your prediction of where Bournemouth might finish will be right. I thought that was going to be my absolute disaster of a prediction. There we go. Felt guilty for flaming you about Ipswich's position. Sent you a link for a favourable review from a Sunderland fan after the match. Oh dear. Let's leave Ipswich for today. Hey, could be a big day tomorrow though if they lose. Corner for Bournemouth. Stacey down the right, forcing the corner. 38 up on the clock. I really like the look of Elise. So do a lot of people. Kieran. You have to remember his age as well. A potentially hugely valuable player, Michael. Elise. Rico is going to take the corner, in swinging it from the right-hand side with the left foot. Headed clear. It's McIntyre. Sorry, it was Holmes actually this time. Back into the mixer there by Mepham. Good defending by Morrison. Just go gadget leg round the outside. First mistake referee Linnington's made there. Should have played an advantage in that one. If we win, I'll be rewatching 20 times. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Brentford also threw away a 2-goal lead. Remember, not all 2-goal leads that are surrendered are automatically thrown away, are they? Sometimes the opponents can play well, but yes, that was, who's that? Graphics. Yes, it was a home to Preston, wasn't it? Why hasn't Lambert gone yet? Because he signed a massive 5-year contract and Evans will only sack him when it gets completely disastrous. Steve Cook, nice ball out to Rico. And whoever said, I think it was Lock Yes in the chat, that Reading have done a better job on Dan Juma after the first 10 minutes. They absolutely have. He's not had a kick since then. Great tackle there by, I think it was Steve Cook, on Elise. Reading throw in. Elise playing well. The highly rated Reading youngster. Really good tackle by Cook. If Elise dinks that over him, he's getting yellow carded there, and Elise is getting cleaned out. Here is Swift. Nice feet by Swift. Helps it down the line. Rinomota. Clever play by Rinomota. Draws the foul there. Rico looks frustrated, but it's really clever from Rinomota. Just sorts his feet out, gets his body in the way, waits for the contact. Down he goes. Time check, Jamie. 40 minutes, 25 seconds gone. Reading in command. And both their goals were from set plays. And this is a free kick, which will be taken by the excellent Elise from the right-hand side. It's going to swing it in with your left foot. Keep your eye on number 5, Tom McIntyre. In it goes to the back post, headed down by Holmes, and it was cleared away. It's out for a throw. I think the big guys are going to go back, and Reading are going to get back in shape. Hopefully I can sort out internet to my bar. For this. Have you got a bar, Nat? That's tremendous if you've got a bar. Love that. Sup, vinaigrette. Still time, plenty of time. So good to see John Swift back. Yeah, great player, isn't he? Big miss for Reading when he was out. Rinomota out to Elise. It works both ways, these attacking players covering down the left hand, the same side. Danjuma nowhere to be seen now. Elise quite dominant, playing down that same side of the pitch. You have a feeling whichever one of those is afforded too much space, that will be very helpful for their particular team. Solanke, lovely ball around the corner. That's really poor from Billing. He takes his eye off the ball there. Ejaria back to Swift. Swift to Ejaria. Play some nice stuff when Swift, Ejaria and Elise combine. Nice ball through. Lucas Zhao, brilliant feet. Zhao, that is a brilliant goal by Reading, and they are 3-0 up, and they are pulverising Bournemouth. We've said it about Lucas Zhao all the time, haven't we? He's that horrible mix of power and skill, and I think the trick he was trying to pull about 5 minutes ago, he has nailed there. Jason Tyndall shakes his head. His team is getting demolished here. 3-0 to Reading. Brilliant goal. Absolutely brilliant. Poor from Billing in the first instance. He gives the ball away. Quick transition from Reading. Swift to Ejaria. Ejaria, lovely ball through between the lines. And then, brilliant from Zhao. Completely mugs off Steve Cook. Dummies the shot. Scrapes his foot across the top of the ball to come inside. We've seen him pull that move before. Steve Cook on his backside. Zhao, I think that's 18 for the season. Then onto the left foot, slides it into the corner. Superb goal from Reading, who are playing beautifully. 3-0 Reading, and we have not reached half-time. This is superb stuff from Paunovic's Royals. Wow, is all I've got to say about this first half from Reading. Here come Bournemouth, though, down the right. God, they could do with a goal before half-time. Nice cross in, looking for Josh King all the way over. It goes. Goodness me. Wow. Wow, indeed. Cherries getting picked tonight. They really, really are. Lucas Zhao's 15th goal in the Championship this season. He goes to within one of Adam Armstrong and Ivan Toney. Bournemouth are all over the place. They just got done, James, on transition there, didn't they? It's a simple ball into Billing. He seems more concerned with what he's going to do after he's received the ball. He gets robbed. And I have to say, from then on transition, Reading, absolutely brilliant there. Bang, bang, Swift, Ejaria. Ejaria plays it through. Zhao, brilliant. Punished, absolutely punished. There, here's Danjuma into the box, and it is cleared. What a goal, says Mark. He's loving Reading. Yeah, they are playing beautifully, aren't they? What do we got here? Reading have been excellent, but less said about the Bournemouth defence, the better. Okay, I agree for the first 2 goals, but the third one, we've got to give Reading credit. Corner in from Bournemouth, headed clear. Danjuma misses his kick. He looks a shadow of the player he did in the first 10 minutes. Elise dummies it, and he's going to go home. Raphael Shankstadt out. And my bar is in honour of my mum and dad, both massive England fans. Love you. Send us a picture. Nah, don't think they're coming back. Looked like the Croatia goal from 98. A Davor Suka trick. Here comes Rinomota into the box. Rinomota crosses cleared. My God. Elise, though, could still get worse. Edge of the box, right-hand corner. Crosses it in. Back post. Swift is there. He went with the right foot. He should have gone with the head or the left foot. Wow. Reading are at it here. Owls fan here says, Michael, we are desperate for a goal scorer. So watching Lucas João score for fun really rubs salt in the wounds. I feel you, Michael. I feel you. Goodness me. Lee says, wow, Reading started to go down that table a month ago. I thought they would continue that slide. Hands up. So did I. So impressive, Reading. And all I can say is maybe they were underachieving last season because they've only really brought in Josh Laurent this season, haven't they? All of these players were here last season, weren't they? They weren't playing like this, though. Billing, direct one, looking for King. Headed away by McIntyre. Clipped in. Solanke heads it down, and it's going to run loose to Raphael, who takes his time. We're into stoppage time, by the way. Why did we sell him, says Coyle. That's been the story for Wednesday, hasn't it? Selling at the wrong time, at the wrong price. Come on, Reading. You only need 15 more, and a win tomorrow would see us above them. There we go. Didn't expect this. Davor Suka. I want to say it was Davor Suka in the 98 World Cup. What a player he was. That was his manoeuvre, wasn't he? Hats off to Reading. Definitely looked like a team. Absolutely. Joe has subbed. Thank you, sir. Do you think question marks need to be raised over Tyndall? I hate to say it because I don't want to see a manager come into their first job and have their first bad run. But it's a gnarly old run for Tyndall at the moment. Bournemouth needed half-time 20 minutes ago. Agreed. Calm down. Calm down. We are going up. We are going up. That goal was magnificent. Beautiful. 20% sell-on clause for Wednesday. A long free kick forward by Michael Morrison. Charlie, I'm sorry. We've all been there. I've seen my team lose 7-1 to Peterborough, for goodness sake. So, half-time. And we don't do this very often, but well played, Reading. Bournemouth were the better side for the first 10, 15 minutes. Dan Juma looked really good. Reading settled in, no real big chances. And from then on, Reading first got into the game and became the better side. Yes, the first couple of goals were from set plays, but we saw Michael Elise and Ovie Ejaria then get into the game in the positions wide up the front. We saw John Swift start to come off the number 10 position, get into the middle. And from then on, Reading have been superb, haven't they? Lucas João got into the box and had another chance. And then the third goal was brilliant. It really was. Poor from Billing to give the ball away in the first instance. But from then, the speed on transition from Reading, from Ejaria to Swift, back to Ejaria, through ball for João. Brilliant. 3-0. Keep your comments coming. Let's have a look at the numbers on a brilliant first half for Reading, who have absolutely nailed this, haven't they? And this has been the pattern with Reading under Paunovic, just brutally efficient, haven't they? And remember those first 8 games, 7 wins and a draw. Are they back to that type of form at the moment? We'll remember that away game at Blackburn where I think they had 4 shots on goal and banged all 4 of them in. 44% possession, 56 to Bournemouth. 9 shots to 6 for Reading, 4 on target to 2. 2 corners to 4. So they have surrendered some territory, but in the penalty box, it's one-way traffic. Reading, 3 big chances to 0. 3 goals to 0 is the score. And I think we all know that stats don't always represent the game state, and Reading have just bossed this for the last 30 minutes of the half, haven't they? Brilliant stuff, and well deserving of their lead. There is the live league table, and we spoke about a good win for Reading would put them above Watford. And look at that goal difference. Reading now moving on to a +12 to equal Watford's +12. And should it stay the same, they will move above the Hornets. Just hats off to Reading, who are nailing this in every possible way. And for Bournemouth and Jason Tindall, the bad run is continuing. And it's going to be, as I say, rubbing my chin, a third straight defeat for the Cherries. And it's going to be 1 win in 6 with potentially Borough. Okay, they're away at Norwich, so lucky for Bournemouth that. Bristol City have got the game in hand. I think it's against Brentford away, though. So maybe they're safe in the top 6 for a while, but one would reasonably expect a top 2 challenge from a year 1 parachute team and struggle now. 5 points off Swansea, Reading and Watford if we do not see a miraculous comeback in the second half from the Cherries, which they did do in the first game between these two. Right, Charlie, I feel for you, mate. I feel for you. I really do. Yay, the pain has stopped. It's just one of these games where one team plays into the hands of the others. And we know Bournemouth's best bet is to get fullbacks forward, get midfielders forward. But Reading, of all the teams in the league, are not the team to do that to when they can sit in. Lucas Showers retired Steve Cook. I think many people have tried. Brilliant goal, but he'll be back. Don't you worry. Well, what do you expect? Reading equals clinical. Nothing new. He's right. And here. What a half for Reading. Terrible half for Bournemouth. Sensational from Reading. Agreed. Hats off to them. Definitely looked like a... Yeah, the narrative has been massive surprise for the first 8 games with Reading. This can't continue. 4 straight defeats. Well, you know, they're not going to either win every game or lose every game. But since then, they are looking really, really good. They've got Liam Moore in the studio who cannot hide his smile there. He's going to be coming back into a top 6 team when he returns. Adam says, come on the R's. Congratulations, all you Reading fans. Well, the game ended here, says Pony Clash Games. I don't see him beating the Bournemouth. If it goes back, I donate $5. There we go. Joseph's buzzing, I suspect. As a Barnsley fan, I hope Wednesday stay in the channels. Paul, I can't read that out, but you are no doubt a Bournemouth fan. Chris says, easily the best I've seen Reading play this season. Tindall is fortunate that none of the teams below 6, we've just pointed that out, Chris, are in great form. And that the next 5 fixtures, Wednesday, Brum, Forest, Rotherham, QPR. Well, there you go. Good research, Chris. There is a light at the end of the tunnel for Bournemouth by the look of it. Good counter-attack from Reading. Cook was turned inside out. Poor guy. We said it about Zhao. He can either barge you out the way, he can run past you, or he can do you with a bit of skill. Great striker, Lucas Zhao. There you go. It can be worse. I've seen Birmingham lose 8-0 to Bournemouth. Surprisingly big lead. Have Bournemouth been that bad, or have Reading simply rediscovered their early season form? The latter. Bournemouth, you looked as the goals were going in, they looked like they didn't know what hit them. So it is the latter. Reading just brutally efficient. Bit of a messy first goal from the corner. Begovic, pretty poor for the second goal. Mistake by Billing, but then brilliant from Reading afterwards for the third goal. Jack Wilshere and Surridge masterclass in the second half. I mean, they'd need it, wouldn't they? Let's just look at the bench for Bournemouth. I mean, what do you do? Does bringing in a David Brooks or a Stanislas straight away make sense? The difficulty is that Reading are so good without the ball and sitting in shape. They'll be, they won't be worried about David Brooks or Riquelme or Wilshere or Stanislas. Got some great subs though, Bournemouth. So Tindall definitely has some armoury on the bench, but it's 3-0 for goodness sake. Derek says top 2 maybe. One thing at a time, but I think we all believe that Reading are well worthy of their playoff berth after the surprise of those first 8 games. What have we got here else in the chat? I don't think it will stay the same. Can see Reading scoring a couple more. The perfect second half for Reading is just sit back and try and draw Bournemouth on and keep it tight, isn't it? Carl says, sack him and Lampard in. There we go. Alistair's back. What a half, but it's not over. There speaks a, what's the word? Cautious football fan there. I don't think you need worry. It was a brilliant first half. You would need literally a Bournemouth goal in the first 5 minutes of the second half to put the fear of God up Reading. Lee says, 2 more days left of the window. It's going to be very interesting indeed. We still have Styles and Mowat. I hope it's, yeah, it's quieting down on Mowat. I don't see Styles going anywhere this window, but I do think you'll still see some bids in for Mowat before, given the 6 months left on the contract. What a half for Reading. Agreed. 66-1 on Bournemouth. Lovely. Ben Pearson apparently said when we played Bournemouth, give Steve Cook the ball. He is, sadly, had to go there, but sounds like Pearson might have the rest of the squad agreeing. I think we've been a bit harsh on Steve Cook here. Lucas Zhao has mugged off better players than that and will continue to do so. What have we got here? Reading fans lamenting. Just enjoy it. I think Reading fans have got to think big picture, not, short term, higher and higher and higher. Just think under, what was the Portuguese? Jose Gomez, Paul Clement after Yap Stam as well, Mark Bowen. Been nowhere near a top 6 challenge. So, yes, enjoy it is what I would say. What's the score, Joe? 3-0 to Reading. Excuse me. Curved Glass just popped in. Is Jack playing Wilshere? No, he's on the bench, but Bournemouth need all they can in the second half. Can Reading maintain that intensity and pace in the second half? I wouldn't have thought so, Chris, but I think they might play it slightly differently. Ben, who's a Wickham fan, is asking about Abita, if any Reading fans can help him out. I'm not too familiar with the player. Only person who I could see leaving that actually plays is Mowat. Talking Barnsley there. Yeah, that's just if they can get a 2 or 3 million quid bid, given he's got 6 months left of the contract, we'll never know. In the same way, we don't know what Ben Pearson went for because they're all undisclosed. Yap Stam. What a flashback to the welcome video for Reading. Remember when Yap Stam, they who's he at now? Some American team, and they put another fierce-looking, shaven-headed bald guy up instead of Yap Stam. Cameron says we are going up. There we go. Hit the like. Hit the like button. Please do indeed. Let me just do a little bit of pluggery whilst we get through the end of half time. Big thank you to Charlie. 30 years of Laura Royal. Here's to many more. He will be very, very happy. Our fan sponsor of all of our watch-alongs with that first half. Charlie in for a transplant operation tonight. So best wishes to him. As ever, you can comment via Super Chat at any point during the broadcast. First Super Chat was David. He is the king of the bin, and he owns the wonderful sponsorship to the Fake News Sin Bin. Please get involved on Patreon. We are now making moves on Patreon to start. We've built up regular viable shows on YouTube. We're now going to start weekly viable shows on Patreon to try and make that really, really the best place to support our work here on the channel. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, hit the thumbs up icon, whichever platform. And if you're on YouTube, especially hit subscribe and ring the bell. You can ring my bell. Ring my bell. My bell. Ring the bell for notifications. We are closing in on 14,000 subscribers. Help us get there. Come on. We can do it. Do I think Reading can get promoted? Of course they can. They would likely need somebody, and I'm talking Norwich, Brentford, Swansea, or Watford, to have a run like Bournemouth are having now to make the top two. Could they win the playoffs? They'd be a nasty opponent for somebody in the playoffs, given that they're good at defending and they have Yaku Maite, Lucas Zhao, John Swift, Ovi Ajaria, and Michael Elise doing the business up the top. Well-balanced outfit. What else have we got? Yes, good luck to Charlie. Playoffs, maybe. You got to think, though, in terms of Reading, that they're in a good position. Everyone sees a team at the top of the league and they're like promotion, 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 promotion. What you want is your team to have a good season. David Brooks looks like he's definitely coming on. He's stripped and ready to go. It looks like, is that Smith as well coming on? So we're going to have at least a double substitution. Look, if you can't get promoted in the Championship, have a good season and develop some players that you can sell to challenge and retool the next season. So Reading are in a very good spot is what I would say. Joe asks, what do you think is the reason for Bournemouth's bad run lately? Who knows? The obvious thing would be it's an inexperienced manager, and can he react to a bad run? So Nat says, hope the channel works out. Great streams of community. Yes, thank you very much, Nat. Very kind. We're about to kick off here. David Brooks has come on. He's playing down the right. It's a triple substitution. So Jeff Lerma is off. Dan Juma is off. And Diego Rico is off. Smith, Wilshere, and Brooks on. So Jason Tyndall has just completely Hail Mary'd it. Wilshere will play central midfield. Smith is going to play left back where Rico was. And Brooks is going to play, I think he's going to play front right. So presumably Josh King. Yeah, so Josh King is going to swap sides. And sorry, I'm just sorting my team out. And Smith is going to play left back by the look of it. So a complete overhaul there by Jason Tyndall. Have they changed shape? I can't tell you yet. We'll figure that out in just a second. Lewis Cook has it. We are into the second half. Billing plays that wide to... and it's just cut out at the near post. Jack Stacey down the right-hand side. Good clearance by Omar Richard. Lee, thank you. Another super chat. I know it's still early, but what's your prediction for Championship winner and the other automatic promotion team? I suspect Norwich will be winning the Championship, and the other automatic team will come from one of the existing top four at the moment. We're talking Swansea, Brentford, or Watford. Brooks pings the corner in, left-footed headed goalwards and over the top. Adam Smith, I think, his first touch. Thank you very much, Lee, for your super chat. Bold from Tyndall. I hope Jason gives Neil Warnock in the dressing room. There you go. Half chance that for Smith. Ryan says, is there a team you think has stood out for promotion this season? Or do you think the top six? No. Norwich have stood out by a mile, haven't they? And this season of all seasons, the year one parachute teams look powerful. Although Bournemouth are maybe denying that rule at the moment, aren't they? But yeah, then the best of the rest, the non-year one parachute teams, Brentford and Swansea look great, don't they? And Reading are having a right good bash at it from pretty much nowhere. Where did Reading finish last season? Like 13th, 14th or something? I don't recall. Cleared by Cook. Lovely feat by Michael Elise there. Wilshere back challenging. It's going to break for John Swift. Ejaria into Zhao. Looked like he was coming from an offside position there. And he is indeed given offside. We're going to give you a time check in just a bit. We'll give you a time check for 48 minutes. If you're watching, you may be slightly ahead of me. If you're watching on a TV feed, you may be a long way behind if you're watching on an internet feed. So do just make the effort to sync up to maximize your experience here with the watch along. I'm at 47:45. I'll give you a countdown to 48 minutes, 3, 2, 1, as that arrives. Either pause me or pause your feed. We'll be at 48 in 3, 2, 1, sync. 48 gone in this one, as you can have guessed. The exception to prove the rule, absolutely, David. Yes, indeed, Liam. Smith left back, so no change of shape. Brooks on the right and King on the left. Reading with 14. Thank you, graphics. Quite the climb from Mark Bowen to Velko Paunovic. King down the left, looking for Wilshere. It's gone all the way through to Raphael. Charlie says, if we concede, there's no hope. I think we can all agree with that one. Yeah, I agree, Lee, on Norwich for win. I think the only thing that was there's two things that could stop Norwich winning the title. One is selling Buendia, which I don't think is going to happen now. Or two of Pookie, Aarons and Buendia being injured at the same time for over 6 weeks. I think that's the only thing that stops them now. Here comes Smith down the left-hand side. Smith inside to King. Good ball. King edge of the box. King to Brooks. Lovely little dink by Brooks. Looking for King. He just overcooked that. David Brooks has not been in the form that he was showing at the start of the season of late. Brilliant player, Brooks. But out of the starting lineup today, and he gets 45 minutes. Do I play Football Manager? I had to retire from Football Manager a few years ago because I spent way too much time playing that game. Raphael, goal kick down the middle of the pitch. Headed back by Lewis Cook and Rinamoto then. Nice turn by Swift. Oh, strong by Zhao. Back to Swift. There's a pull by Billing, but in the first instance, I think Mepham fouled Lucas Zhao. Could have given either foul there. Referee Linnington. I always praise referees when they're having a good game. He is 50 minutes into having a good game. So much criticism for referees. Let's try and be balanced and praise them when they do their jobs. Here is Ejaria. Does well to keep that one in. Nice ball by Ejaria to Swift. Swift about 30 yards out. Hits the shot Swift straight down Begovic's throat. 3-0 Reading. 50 minutes and 38 seconds gone in this one. We will be live for the Saturday Super Stream tomorrow at 1:30, a bit earlier than scheduled. So we'll watch the second half of Norwich and Borough. We will then look at all the teams for the 3 o'clocks, and then we will cover all the 3 o'clocks. There is a dearly departed derby at the same time between West Brom and Fulham, and my team Ipswich will be stinking it out at Crewe, no doubt. So we'll cover, I think we'll have probably 12 games to cover at that point. So please come and join us. Really, really good fun. The least work I have to do all week because it's all flying in from all angles and we just try and keep up. That's all we do. But anyone who's been in the Super Stream before, really good fun. I find it fun anyway, so hopefully you guys do too. 51:30 gone. Jason Tyndall looks thoroughly annoyed with what's going on. He's just giving some more instructions to Billing. A very experienced coach, Jason Tyndall, but only sort of 6 months into his first managerial job. We hope, for his sake, he can make the step up. But it's difficult going straight in a year one parachute team. You're expected to be challenging for promotion. Here's Brooks. Lovely feet by him. Comes inside. Surely fouled there? No. Laurent didn't catch him, according to referee Linnington. Cook to Smith, out to King on the left wing. King runs at Holmes. Swift doubles up. King into the box. King, good feet by him. Lays it back. Chance for Cook. Drives the shot in. And it's wide. I think if you remember the crazy 4-2 game between these two earlier in the season, Lewis Cook smacked one in, barring in from there, didn't he? Not this time. Drags it badly wide. Poor technique there. In fact, if David Brooks had wafted his foot at that, it could have been a chance for Brooks, though. He wasn't quite alive to Lewis Cook completely dragging his shot wide. Bournemouth looking a bit better, but no real chances created, and we've already eked out 53 minutes. Here is Ejaria down the left. Nice ball by Ejaria. Swift in the box. Swift now back out of the box, and Ejaria has it left-hand side. Patient to a fault here, Reading. They won't just clip it in the box. Swift puts it in now, and it's headed clear by Metham. Poor touch by Rinomota. Wilshere nicks it off him. Solanke comes short. Good defended by Morrison. And again, brilliant by Morrison there. And here comes Michael Morrison down the right wing, charging into the box. Morrison inside, looking for Elise. A great little cameo there by Morrison. Swift. The shot's deflected. It's going to fall to Ejaria. Ejaria is deep in the box now. Good feet by him. Ejaria knocks it back to Swift, who puts it over the top. And despite me saying Bournemouth have had a bit more territory this half, there's the best attacking phase and the best chance. Brilliant from Michael Morrison there. Turned into Andrei Kanchelskis for a minute there. Swift with the shot. Deflects to Ejaria. He's got to put that across the box first time for Elise. We know he's a great dribbler, Ejaria, but with hindsight, Zhao and Elise cross with Ejaria that the ball didn't come across. So is Morrison on the back post. Swift shakes his head. Swift's had a couple of good openings today, both on his left foot, though. Let's have a look at your comments here. I like Brooks, says Nat. Me too. Good player. You probably don't like Brooks after that bouncing day massacre, Nat, do you? You'll know what I'm talking about. Charlie says Reading reminds me of Fulham. They can score loads of goals, but they'll fall short of the automatics. I think a bit more solid than Fulham for sure. Ben, I was at Wembley when you beat us in the playoff final. You did deserve it, though. Me too, Lee. Can you believe that was 20 years ago? Stop it. What else have we got in the chat? Maybe Bournemouth fans are not over club legend Eddie Howe leaving. Maybe not yet. Villa have announced they've terminated Henry Lansbury's contract. God, how much money did Villa lose on Henry Lansbury door to door from him signing and joining? Be a good player at Championship level. Let's see where he ends up. Paddy says Garner has left Watford, has he? That's interesting. Xisco doesn't fancy him, obviously, but expect someone in at Watford now because that will free up a pretty decent salary, I'd have thought. I don't expect it's cheap to loan a Manchester United youngster. Here is a foul by Richards, just goes through the back of David Brooks. 56 gone. Paunovic looks fairly comfortable. So to Reading, 3-0 up. Stacey plays it down the line, and Bournemouth just starting to get a little bit frustrated. The play's getting a little bit messier now. Cook smashes into the challenge there. McIntyre, good play, gets that back home to Raphael, who's nearly closed down by Josh King, but he gets it clear and plays it straight to John Swift. It's been one of those games for Reading, hasn't it? certainly from about minute 15. Long one forward. Laurent can't quite control that. Poor Preston getting their squad dismantled. Indeed. Let a few contracts run down, haven't they? Kapua and Garner have left. That's a big hole. Is it? Still got Will Hughes, Nathaniel Chalobah to fill those positions, haven't they? Tom Cleverley as well. Probably overloaded in that area in all honesty. There is John O'Shea, who played for Reading until he was about 39 or something, didn't he? For goodness sakes. Swift takes the free kick down the line to Elise, who's 1v1 with Brooks. Poor cross by Elise. Remember, Yaku Maite is on the bench. We're likely to see him, I would have thought, as Wilshere helps that on to Josh King. Good run by King. Down the line and into the box. Great play by Josh King. He puts it across the box. Brilliant from King there. Rinomota cuts it out. That had own goal written all over it, didn't it? Rinomota does well. Brilliant play by King there. Swift couldn't get anywhere near him there on the charge. Rinomota was nearly almost holding his head before that one had even gone over the bar there. He thought he'd stuck that one into his own net. Excellent play by King. Trying to pick out Solanke. Good work by Rinomota. Corner taken short. Wilshere, edge of the box. Wilshere clips it to the back post. King heads it across. Solanke is there. Good punch by Raphael. King looked dubious there. Looked possibly offside, but here's Wilshere. We've seen that move over the years, haven't we? Wilshere drops the shoulder, flips it past his man, and Rinomota has to foul him. You think Bournemouth score one? Says David. It's not looking likely at the moment, I have to say. He wants the over. I'm not sure I would take it, my friend. Not sure I would take it. Lee agrees. Free kick to Bournemouth. Hey, they might stick one in right now. Who knows? They need one, for goodness sake. Brooks, nice floaty free kick in there, left-footed. It's headed away. Can Richard save the corner? No. Corner for the Cherries. Good defensive header there by Lucas Zhao in the box. Nice. Yeah, lovely technique on the delivery there from Brooks. Zhao does well. He's got Chris Mepham just behind him looking for the header. Mason asks about Yannick Bolasie. If you get the Yannick Bolasie that was at Palace, happy days. Corner in from Brooks all the way over. Poor delivery, that one. If you get the Yannick Bolasie that was anything like how he was at Palace, happy days. If you get the Yannick Bolasie that was at Villa, he's not going to do much. But we know Neil Warnock is very, very good at rehabilitating players who may have slightly lost their way. Calm down, Sabeo, who says, come on, boys, about 5 times. I see you. Don't you worry, my friend. Headed down by Lewis Cook to Adam Smith on the left. Elise closes him down. No foul. Bournemouth have it. Steve Cook plays home to Begovic. Closed down by Zhao, and he rushes the clearance. And here come Reading on transition. They scored from one of these, but it's turned over in return. And Bournemouth now with Brooks. It looks like Omar Richards has been told whenever David Brooks gets the ball, press the hell out of him. But he's left a huge hole now, which Jack Stacey is in. Down the right-hand side, Stacey crosses in. And it's cleared by Tom McIntyre. Richards just a bit over-eager in his press there. Stacey into the hole. 2 good crossing positions in the last 2 minutes for Bournemouth. They haven't made either count. Good defending by Reading. Rinomota the first time. And McIntyre the second time. Corner for Bournemouth. Brooks pings that one in near post. A good delivery. That one, it's gone loose. And Mepham surely cleared. And King, how have they not scored? Oh, great delivery by Brooks that time. And it's really good defending in the end by Reading. 2 blocks there. The corner is flicked on by Solanke. Is there a handball in there? Let's have a look. Mepham, it's handball, isn't it? It hits Holmes. There is a defence there that it comes off his body. There's 2 defences, actually. I think it's handball, personally, but there's 2 defences. It says in the laws now, if you're falling in your arm is at a right angle between you and the ground, that's okay. Obviously, not deliberate and arm in unnatural position of what we're normally looking for. But that does, he kind of blocks it and then it hits his arm. I don't know. We've seen them given, is all I will say about that one. Bye to Leeds 2021. Do I think Josh King will remain at Bournemouth? No, I don't, Mark. But I didn't think he'd be here in past September. Right, let's have another look at this. I think it's a penalty, isn't it? Holmes is fist pumping and very, very happy, but he slides in. It hits his legs and then hits his arm trailing behind him, doesn't he? We have seen those given. Flicked header and cleared forward by David Brooks. I think this is hoofed straight back. Swift in the air now against Mepham. He was never going to win that one. A bit messy this. Morrison straight back into midfield and it's turned over again. Smith up the line to King. Lovely touch by King, who's playing well now. Smith down the left. Smith inside. Solanke. He's missed his kick. Bournemouth are playing much better now. They're well on top, certainly for the last 8 to 10 minutes or so. King is playing well. They are not taking their chances. Here's Brooks down the right. Takes on Ejaria. Brooks into the box. Brooks drills it across and Billing with the shot. Bournemouth are absolutely all over Reading at the moment. Good save by Raphael to his left. We praised Reading at half-time for being absolutely lethal with their finishing. Bournemouth, not the same here. 2 good crossing positions. The chance, okay, they may have had a penalty from that possible handball shout. And Billing there not finding the corner to beat Raphael. Corner comes in again from Brooks. Headed by Cook. It's tipped away again. The numbers are going to reflect this period. They're forcing lots of efforts on goal now. Raphael makes another save here. Bournemouth looking very likely now for those asking about the 0.5 and the over-under. Brooks puts another corner in. Another good delivery. Punched away by Raphael. Volley back by Lewis Cook. That's poor. And they have weathered the storm. Let's just have a look at the numbers. Raphael has gone down. He knows how much pressure Reading have been under recently. We'll just isolate the second half numbers and you will see that Bournemouth, 65% possession, 5 shots to 3. No shots on target. That has changed. Let me refresh. That statistic is not accurate. I'm just going to hit refresh and hopefully those numbers will have changed. There you go. My God. That's more what I was expecting to see. Second half there. Bournemouth had 7 corners in the second half. No way. 9 shots, 2 on target. No big chances forced, though. They could have had a penalty as well. Bournemouth now putting the numbers on the board in terms of statistics, but the hashtag one stat matters gang will be telling me look at the scoreline, and they will be correct that Bournemouth, for all of this domination in the last 10 minutes, haven't scored. And that doesn't change the game state, does it? A foul by Smith down the left-hand side here. Just jumps into Holmes. Well, was it the other way round? It was the other way around. I beg Adam Smith's pardon. Got that one wrong. Wilshere plays that into Steve Cook. Billing, good control. Wasn't the best pass by Cook. Cook has it again. Floaty pass. It gets really poor from Cook. Stacey's done well, actually, to make something of that with the head. And Solanke tries to play Brooks in down the right. Just overhits that. Reading are doing what they need to here and keeping a clean sheet, although Bournemouth have certainly been the better side in this second half. But the score remains Reading 3, Bournemouth 0. Solanke comes short, draws the foul. Does he? No. Referee Linnington thinks that is Solanke falling to the ground without being fouled. Let's just say throw in to Reading. But Bournemouth not put goals on the board. Absolutely, David. Absolutely. That's the number that matters the most, isn't it? Although they'll be pleased with the way they're playing, other than that. Not watching, but sounds like second half of City versus Huddersfield. I think the numbers are the same as well, Jeff. Josh Laurent, centre circle, drives forward. Lewis Cook chasing him. Good drive by Laurent here. And great run. Brilliant play. Laurent still got it. He's into the penalty box. What a run by Laurent. And good goalkeeping by Begovic there. Nearly laid it on a plate for Lucas Schau, but Begovic with his feet, David De Gea like there, managing to get it clear. Brilliant play by Josh Laurent. Graphic says, I'm not a Reading or Bournemouth fan, but I can feel the pressure. There we go. Reading done Charlie proud tonight, haven't they? Just. Don't think we'll make it to the Premier League looking like this. Throw in down the right for Bournemouth. Brooks into Wilshere. Wilshere. Plays it inside. In my 20 minutes of watching Jack Wilshere, you can still see technically he is pretty at it as a footballer. Can they get him fit is the question. Can they get him anywhere near that 2012 Jack Wilshere that we thought was going to be a world superstar? It's 2020 now, and he's playing in the Championship. Here's Smith down the left, inside to King. King's had a good second half. Into Smith. Smith to Cook. Attack versus defence this for the most part now. Wilshere. Wilshere tries to dink that in just after I've given him the big up. Gives the ball away. But he's got it back now. Wilshere. Wilshere. And he's knocked off the ball there by Rinomota. And he stayed down. I don't know whether that's pride or physical hurt. Brilliant by Ejaria. Lovely trick to beat Stacey into the box. Ejaria, what a dribbler he is. Plays it to Zhao. Zhao, edge of the box. Zhao helps it onto Elise. Right-hand side of the box. Looks dangerous. Elise beats Cook. Crossed low. And Metham got lucky there. He just got in the way. 3 Reading players following that one up. Doesn't fall to any of them. Evening Penguin, says Stephen. I'm happy with that nickname. That's fine while I'm wearing this ridiculous jumper. SXM1R. I think we have great recruiting, even though we have no sporting director. Yeah. And it looks like most of that recruiting happened before Veljko Paunovic arrived, didn't it? Wilshere, wasted talent. Yeah, we had high hopes for him. I mean, obviously, he's had a decent enough career, hasn't he? Playing at the top level, made a ton of money for him and his family. But, yeah, hasn't quite lived up to that huge potential that he had. We need to get one to build some momentum. The momentum's there, Charlie. I totally agree. Bournemouth have certainly played well since about 55, been way on top, haven't they? But, as everyone will remind me in the comments, the scoreline is Reading 3, Bournemouth 0. Sabelo, who comments everything 3 times. You're very welcome. But you only need to comment it once. Mario, Watford QPR. I don't know what the score will be, but join us, Mario, for the watch-along, please. Bet Graham Jones is laughing. Well, he's got his work out at Newcastle, hasn't he, the Bournemouth coach. Alpha Semedo's come on for John Swift. Swift has been excellent tonight. He's got number 10 on his back. He's in the number 10 role, but it's almost like he can play off the cuff. And whatever the game state is, he can come back and help in and overload that central midfield area. Good player, John Swift. Good game for him tonight. Big difference maker in the first half. Brooks Plays it to Steve Cook. Comes over halfway. Plays it down the line, looking for, well, Smith and King were there. He found Snyder. And here come Reading on transition. Semedo to Zhao. Zhao is 1v1 here with Metham. Zhao on the D. They tried to play it in. Zhao's made space. Zhao with the shot, and it's blocked. That trick again. Ajaria's got it. When are people going to stop falling for that trick? Goodness me, Ajaria still works the space. Ajaria back to Josh Laurent. Laurent with the shot straight at Begovic. Oh dear, these championship centre-halves need to get used to this trick. Lucas Zhao, edge of the box, will dummy a shot 9 times out of 10 and just work it onto his other foot, especially if the shot is with the right, but good player, Lucas Zhao. And that's just put a little spring in Reading's step here, hasn't it? Laurent plays it to Rinomota. Just stemming the tide of Bournemouth at the moment. Here is Semedo, the substitute. Let's just bring up the attack momentum graph, which is always good fun. Gives you a pretty good idea of the game state. Have a look in the top left on the split screen there. Attack momentum, the green and blue graph. You can see Bournemouth, for the most part, have dominated this half. Another good opening there for Reading, though. Probably had the 2 best actual chances, despite all of the territory that and from some set plays that Bournemouth have forced. That's been the power of Reading this season. And they've forced a throw in here, and they will be delighted now. 73 minutes, 33. Clean sheet intact, 3-0 lead intact. Junior Stanislas is going to come on. Is Tyndall going to go mega attack, or is he going to pull Josh King off? I wonder. Here's Elise. Ejaria. Elise. Left-hand side. Ejaria. Ejaria. Beautiful feet as ever. And he's gone down there, clutching his face. Not sure anything intentional happened there. Just maybe a stray hand or something. Liam says, surprise Surridge hasn't come on. That's a good point, Liam. If they did want to, Stacey's hand just catches Ejaria there and he goes down. Good point, Liam, about Surridge. So good in the air, Surridge. And if they wanted to just, in a more rudimentary way, put pressure on Reading and, maybe go a bit direct and sort of play him and Solanke up top, which I've seen them do, that may have been something that Tyndall couldn't do. Ejaria down. He may be hurt. He may be killing some time. He's definitely killing some time. I'm not sure he got caught in the face, did he? Let's have a look if I'm doing him a disservice there. To be fair, it does look like his eye's watering. 3-0. Let's have a look at the live league table. Long stoppage now. Expect this to put this stoppage time up to the 4 or 5 minute mark when the game ends. Reading are going into 3rd place unless we get a miraculous comeback. I think Phil Billing is coming off. We just had a close-up of him, possibly for Stanislas. Steve Cook's complaining about the sheer amount of time this stoppage is taking up. Bournemouth in 6th. 3rd straight defeat coming up. Close-up of Josh Laurent, who, has been a great signing for Reading, hasn't it? They're just showing us his goal again. Right place, right time from a set play. Scored a couple in the last few weeks. They're showing back all the Reading goals. Let's have a look at this filthy bit of skill by Lucas Zhao. And as I said, championship centre-halves have to get wise to this, don't they? He'll dummy to shoot, stick you on your backside, and stick it in the other corner. Ejaria, he's actually gone off there. So if he was hurt, my apologies to him. Shone Aluko has come on. His hair got in his eyes. You and I would know about that, Chris, wouldn't you? Don't know how you play football. He does wear a headband, doesn't he? I don't know how you play football with your hair down. Here is Wilshere. A nice little feint by Wilshere, but stumbles on the turf and then he's fouled by Lucas Zhao. 76-50 gone. Can Reading hold on to the clean sheet? Steve Cook to Chris Metham. Metham. Wilshere. Cook. Out to the left-hand side. Reading back in shape. No danger. Lots of possession and passes being accrued. Paul Willie says Dave Grohl's let himself go. Are you seriously saying that Dave Grohl, who's about 20 years older than me, looks worse than me? You're going in the fake news sin bin if that's the case, Paul. He's redeemed himself by saying, well done, Dave. Good commentary. Besmirching my character there with recalcitrant and poor Dave Grohl comparisons. Just man with long hair. What are you going to do? There we go. Tyndall must go. Here is Brooks down the right. He's got Stacey supporting. Stood up by Elise. Brooks inside onto the left foot. Lewis Cook. Poor touch by him. That's really poor by Lewis Cook. He's got away with it, though, because it's gone to Stacey out on the right-hand side. Brooks comes short again. Reading back in shape. Fed down the line. Great tackle by Omar Richards. Corner to Bournemouth. I'd love Elise. Can I say this sentence? I'd love Elise at Leeds. You try and say that. I'd love Elise at Leeds. I love Elise at Leeds. Join the queue. I think at the moment it's going to take a team, not even just with Premier League money, but maybe even more so to get that. By that, I mean an established Premier League team who's banked the 100 million for a few seasons. Here's Brooks down the right. Good cross again by Brooks. No one's attacking it. To that comment that was made by Liam about Surridge. Ayala managed to play with flowing locks. Did you remember seeing Pochettino before he cut his hair? And my God, Ben Pearson might be regretting his move. I wouldn't have thought so, Charlie. I'm sure he's got a lovely old contract. And you would suggest, no offence to Preston fans, Preston to Bournemouth should be a step up across these next 3 seasons of parachute payment seasons in the Championship. Maybe your prediction was right, Ben. Well, I wouldn't have thought yet. Oh, David Brooks goes down there and the foul has been given against Brooks. Brooks looks surprised by that one. So do I. Let's see if referee Liddington got this one right. No, he didn't. Brooks knocked it past Richards and they just clip heels. It's not a foul by Brooks at all. Off comes Phil Billing and Junior Stanislas comes on. I suspect he'll play central midfield with license to get forward. But Bournemouth now have Stanislas, King, Solanke and Brooks on. And Wilshere's hardly a defensive midfielder. Is a very creative player. Would Phillips have been a good option as backup for Leeds? Yeah, for the price. Yeah, he would have actually. Mark says, Tyndall, wrong choice from the start. Well, Mark may turn out to be right. We will find out. He's certainly experiencing his first bad run. The first Tyndall exclamation. Liam says, no anti-Swansea comments tonight. Unbelievable. The idea that I have any kind of bias against any team. Ludicrous and slanderous besmirching of my fair and good name. Here's King coming in off the left. King to Stanislas. In the D. Stanislas to Brooks. Brooks has got King outside of him. He just holds onto it a bit long. King, left wing. King, good feet. Excellent from King. Into the box. They've doubled up on him and they have won it. Out it goes. Bournemouth still have possession though. But we said, can Reading keep hold of their clean sheet? 81-25 gone. And for a lot of Bournemouth shots and possession in this second half, Reading still have their clean sheet? Wilshere. Wilshere to Mepham. Mepham to Stacey to Brooks. Brooks into Wilshere. Stanislas, lovely ball in. Oh, bad first touch by Brooks there. Stanislas like fizzes it into him. And Brooks, poor first touch. Reading on transition, trying to play Zhao into the channel, but it's not a very good ball. Noah says, just joined, and the scoreline, yeah. It's like Michael Elise's got cramp. So maybe we'll see Yako Maite in a jiffy. There's Dom Solanke, leaves one on Tom McIntyre there. Frustration coming through. Get your money on Solanke to be the next booking or substitution. Ben says, I think Bournemouth may struggle for the playoffs. If this continues, of course, they will struggle for the playoffs. But as I keep saying, by the way, the Preston Twitter has just tweeted, don't go to bed yet. We're about to get a Preston signing announced. If anyone can let me know who that is. They've shown us the players' hands. And all I can tell you is that this player is not Caucasian. Is that the right terminology I can use to not get me cancelled? I wonder who Preston are signing. Anyone know who that is? Odds on us to beat Norwich. Oh, and it's on telly. Slim. Anyone know who Preston are signing or about to announce? We're about to find out. Been very busy, haven't they? Wilshere. Wilshere is fouled there by Josh Laurent. Free kick. Edge of the box. Liam says David Kasumu, who plays for MK, doesn't he? Ben says Emi Buendia. Again, I will stick clear of cancel culture in 2021, but it was the wrong skin tone for Emi Buendia. Preston have signed a replacement right back for Fisher, says Stephen. We'll find out who it is probably later in the broadcast. But we've got 84 gone. Free kick to Bournemouth. David Brooks and Junior Stanislas over it. I can safely say it wasn't Kiko Casilla, Dylan. Brooks with the free kick. No. Looked like he was going to take it. Stanislas, though, takes it instead. Great strike by Stanislas. And Bournemouth do finally have a goal. Quite clever free kick there, actually, because I was completely fooled that David Brooks was going to be taking that one. He kind of does a false run-up, and it's a great free kick in the end by Stanislas. They completely fooled them with the Brooks run-up. Actually, I say that. It's a horrendous wall. Alpha Semedo, hang your head in shame there. Oh, that is horrendous from Semedo. Oh, my God. He just half turns his shoulder. Michael Morrison pushes him in the back and says, what the hell are you doing? If he just stands still and takes that in the chest, there's no goal there. Awful defending in the wall from Semedo, but decent enough free kick from Stanislas. But there is no way on God's green earth that should have made it through the wall there. I think Semedo might get a fine for that even. That was pathetic in the wall from him. Not wanting to pile in on the player, but it was really awful. 3-1. Anyone know who the Preston signing is? A consolation goal, or however you say it. Joe Wright. Pass. Not heard of the player. Lewis says, Rooney has made offers for targets. Nicholson from the Derby Telegraph. And players have been paid for January. Lovely. Here's King. Edge of the box. King. Ooh. Would get really interesting if Bournemouth scored another, wouldn't it? King couldn't quite get his shot off there. Or is it Dan Johnson signing a new contract, Samuel? Yes. They could be his hands. I have to say that. Please don't cancel me. Ollie says his new contract for Daniel Johnson. There we go. Some good news for Preston then. Ben Davies signed a pre-contract with Rangers. And we're having a look at this goal again. Oh, dear. Semedo, when we tot up the end of the season, the worst wall, Michael Morrison and Raphael just yelling at Semedo for some horrible defending their new contract for DJ. There you go. Ben asking the important questions here. Where have my scissors gone? Do you know where my scissors have gone, Ben? I had to trim some dead leaves off a plant and I used those scissors and they've ended up downstairs. There we go. If I'm wrong, I'll be in the fake news sin bin. Of course you will. Michael Elise's going off. Excellent performance by him tonight. He's been great. And we're going to have a triple substitution. I think Thomas Estevez, Andy Yidem, and Yaku Maite are coming back on. Reading fans will be very pleased to see Yidem and Maite. Another goal tonight for Lucas Shaw. He's gone off. Elise's gone off. And Holmes. Is it Thomas Holmes, the right back? Yes, Thomas Holmes and Tom McIntyre are the three players who have gone off. 88-17 gone. No clean sheet for Reading. And like I say, another Bournemouth goal would make things very interesting because they may as well just go completely 10 up front if they do get one. What have they got to lose? Played down the line, cleared out by Yidem. It's just a concentration issue now. Chris says partly Zhao's fault now. I think Zhao they often stand one just away from the wall there, don't they? But it definitely went between those two players, didn't it? Aluko on the counter now. Aluko into the channel. One powerful forward off in Zhao and an equally powerful one in Maite coming on now. Maite storms past Meth and Maite into the box. He's so direct, Yaku Maite. You've got to love him, haven't you? A big smile on his face there. Nearly scored with his first involvement there. Joe says, Norwich will sign Elise for 13 million in my dreams. Well, Joe, that's the sort of thing that Norwich actually need to start doing this time in the Premier League rather than Stuart Webber still pretending it's the Championship and, a few sort of unknown cheap signings. They need to get some quality in and have a go next time, don't they? Anyway, I've ranted about that enough. Bring on Jesus and pray, says Mark. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. 89-54 gone, nearly into stoppage time. It was Dan Johnson, new contract. There we go. So no new signing for Preston, but some good news there. If Norwich sign Elise, then Arsenal can sign Buendia. Yeah? Although it feels like much to do about nothing, that. Kind of no further than where you started, aren't you? Throw in to Bournemouth. 6 minutes of stoppage time. As I keep saying, if Bournemouth get a goal and make it 3-2, it will be interesting. Reading are just going to try and see it out. Really poor by Aluko there. Brooks does him all ends up and he virtually rugby tackles David Brooks. And doesn't trust the fullback behind him and gives away a free kick, which Brooks himself will no doubt curl into the box with left foot. Silly that from Elise. But 90 minutes, 53 up. Free kick for Bournemouth. And I'll repeat myself. A goal now would make things very interesting. David Brooks is going to take the free kick. Plays it short to the edge of the box. Oh, that's awful. A horrible touch to control by Junior Stanislas. I understand a little bit with this pitch, but then Aluko actually redeems himself and charges in and draws a foul. He's just got to hit that first time. He doesn't trust the pitch, does he? And Aluko, good. Oh, Reading are in. Oh, goodness me. Sky didn't even pick that up. Thomas Estevez was in. Yaku Maite was a square ball on. Bournemouth completely asleep. One ball through, and then Estevez was in. Stacey leaves him for Wilshere, who can't catch him. Oh, God. What a waste. Goodness me. Estevez boots that one clear. A wholly more sensible contribution there. Here comes Semedo, but turned over. Reading need to just get back in shape and be sensible here now. They don't need to be careering up the pitch and leaving themselves open. They have conceded a throw-in for Bournemouth. Newsflash, Ben cancelled for playing Guess the Ethnicity. I told you what the ethnicity was. I was worried about getting cancelled for that. Brooks crosses in. King and Morrison both collapse in the box. It's back out from Brooks to Cook. Stanislas crossed in from Wilshere. Lovely ball by Wilshere. Headed over the top by Solanke. Chance. Lansbury to Bristol City. Yes. He's going to have taken a pay cut, isn't he? Solanke should do better with that, actually. Should hit the target. How slow was Wilshere there? Yeah, slower than Estevez, let's just say. Stacey did completely throw him under the bus, though, by just leaving Estevez. But then again, he would have left Maite open, wasn't he? 93 minutes, 13. Tom McIntyre, man of the match. Think of that what you will. He was involved in the first two goals. I probably would have had one of those Swift, Ejaria, Elise, one of that bunch. Either Wilshere's legs are completely gone or he's not fit. Let's hope he's not fit. He looks class on the ball, though, Wilshere, still. But there you go. We've signed Fisher because Dijksteel can play as a centre-back. Yeah, proved me wrong. I didn't think he could play at centre-back, Dijksteel. Almost like Neil Warnock knows more about football than me, isn't it, eh? 93 minutes, 56 up. And here come Reading on the counter again. Aluko's got it. He should just run this into the corner. Oh, he may have done better than that. He's tried to win a corner. No, he hasn't quite. Aluko's done brilliantly, actually. He's still got possession. And he's holding it up. Brilliant from Aluko there. Fair play to him. Here's Semedo to Richard. Surely they'll put it straight back in the corner. No. Estevez, edge of the box. Good hit by Estevez. Blocked. Maite with the follow-up. Should have scored. Reading should have scored twice in stoppage time here as Begovic goes on safari. Comes about 20 yards out. Boots it forward. Morrison's clearly fouled Solanke there. 94-39. Here's the Reading chance again here. This game's gone completely mental the last few minutes. Bournemouth just all-out attack and Reading on the counter. It's like Leeds are playing Leeds or something. Here is Stanislas with the free kick. Pops it into the box. It goes loose. And Raphael with some beautiful S-housery there. Grabs it and falls to the floor. Chances galore. Absolutely. Charlie says, well, the bad run continues. Agreed. Mark says, taxi for Tyndall. Bournemouth for playing like we did in November, says Ashley after losing to Coventry. Yeah, agree with all of you, boys. Maybe apart from taxi for Tyndall. I'll plead the fifth on that. "95 minutes, 35 seconds gone off. 6 minutes stoppage time. Camera on Jason Tyndall, who is going to be under pressure, but as Chris pointed out, the next 5 games are quite okay in terms of Bournemouth's next fixtures. Josh Laurent, he's had a good game as well. I can't believe they gave Tom McIntyre man of the match. There you go. What are you going to do? And there you have it. Full time. Reading 3, Bournemouth 1. Reading absolutely nailing the first half of this game. 3-0 up at half-time. Couple of set play goals, but they were good value. Josh Laurent and Tom McIntyre scoring. Great third goal on transition. Lethal Reading, as we've known them this season. Into the second half, Bournemouth well on top from like 55 to 70, but just couldn't score. In the end, Junior Stanislas puts a free kick through a sort of tissue paper wall. And there were other chances. The game went mental for the last sort of 3 or 4 minutes and then stoppage time. Reading could have scored another 2. Bournemouth could have scored again, but Reading get the win. We'll have a look at the league table in just a second. Let's have a look at the numbers. And they tell us a classic Reading performance. Look at that. Wow. 38% possession, 5 big chances to 0. Veljko Paunovic will love that, other than conceding a free kick through a pretty rubbishy wall. Bournemouth, 18 shots, 5 on target, no big chances in the game. They huffed and puffed in the second half. Reading kept in shape. And other than the free kick and the rubbish wall, they defended well, didn't they? There is the league table. That 1 goal for Bournemouth knocks Reading from 3rd down to 4th, with the goal difference there, plus 11, Watford on plus 12. But they are level on points with Swansea and Watford. Bournemouth's bad run continues. 3 defeats on the bounce. Jason Tyndall under a little bit of pressure. Get your final comments in. Thank you to the super chatters. Lee, a couple of times actually, and David was the king of the bin tonight. Thank you, Charlie, our fan sponsor. 30 years of Laura Royal. Here's to many more. He'll be really happy with that. But as I've said, Charlie is having a transplant operation tonight, and there are more important things than football, and we wish him very, very well with that. Couple of quick more plugs before I say goodbye. If you want to shout out, comment now. Patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. As we build, these stuff will always be free on YouTube, but we're trying to build up the Patreon as well to make this viable for me to hopefully do it for a living. We're doing well. We're getting there. So think about Patreon. It's going to be building over the coming months. YouTube, hit the like button before you go, and subscribe and ring the bell for notifications if you have not already. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. I can't read that out, Charlie, but I feel your pain. Reading still haven't drawn at home. There you go. Deserved win for the Royals. Reading unreal so far. Thank you to Nat. Could we possibly overtake Bournemouth if we beat Norwich? I'm actually going to give you an answer to that one. No, you need to beat them by about 100 goals. Thank you, Dylan. John, good to see the Premier League relegated team struggling. Bournemouth have kept their Premier League, but it doesn't always work. Watford and Bournemouth could miss out. I don't know what you mean, John. Good to see relegated teams struggling. I don't... explain what you mean if we hang around. Good luck to Charlie. Yeah, absolutely. Cheers, Benguin. Good luck, Charlie. Really pleased with Charlie with the result. Hope went well and he has a good result. Absolutely. Lee, thank you for the super chats, my friend. Best wishes to Reading, Charlie. Who is suitable to replace Tyndall? We'll go there soon. Thanks, Ben, says Joel. Cheers, Ben. Great watching. Right. Thank you, you lot. 1:30 tomorrow, starting slightly earlier than normal for the Saturday Super Stream. We'll catch the second half of Middlesbrough versus Norwich and then we'll do all of the 3 o'clock kickoffs. With all of that being said, it's a big thank you for watching, and over and out from me. And well done, Reading. It was Reading 3, Bournemouth 1. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button, and to be notified every time we upload, ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.